What's up, gamers? It's your boy Chris here, coming at you with an after-action report from his event that he held at the friendly local game store. He was running some insane tournament prep here. My locals, I normally run the teaching events out there, and normally I'm the one, sitting back and, not doing anything. But this time around, I got to do a triple game. I asked the guys if they would be willing to take me on all three at once. And it worked out. It worked out pretty good. I was running Deathwatch. I was trying to test out how Deathwatch, how the new changes to the TAC ops affected how they play, and I gotta say I am pretty pleased with them, with the way that they're working. But I do think that they are still very much so a knife edge team, and it feels like that more often than other teams. But let me go into what I mean by that. So I played 3 players. I played Aquilons, Mandrakes, and Nemesis Claw. Let me go into the Aquilon game, because that was the one that had to get called early. We did run long. I mean, that's part of the thing. They didn't seem to mind it. They seemed like they were having a good time, because they could talk with each other and be like, "What do you think I should do here?" And so they could coach each other, which is good. While I was the guy who was going from one table to the other. I got a chance to get some help from each other. So it was about as long as a TTS game, but that is what it is. So I ran sweep and clear every time, just to see how it felt. It feels really good. I'm not nothing wrong about it, but it's definitely not it's a sometimes food, not an always food. But it is definitely a good sometimes. So the game into the Aquilons, we were running download or upload, whatever the one is where you have to you upload the thing or download the thing or whatever. So I wasn't really worried about being on my points. I think it was map 1 or map 5. I had to look it up to remember, but that's on Volcus. And that's the thing, I was doing Volcus all the time. So we'll see how that works. I don't know. I think interesting. Probably, I don't know, sweep and clear would be better, or dominate on Into the Dark or Galadark. Maybe that's what I'll test next week, is Galadark. That's probably what I'll test next week, is how it feels on Galadark. So I took my the Watch Sergeant in every match, and the Disruptor in every match, and then I swapped out the other operatives. Into the Aquilons, I took the Watch Sergeant, the Aegis, the Head Taker, the Disruptor, and the Horde Slayer. I brought all 3 of them, them, because I wanted the extra wounds from the Gravis. I didn't need a lot of melee. I didn't need to, fight twice, or not fight. Well, actually, yeah, I probably didn't need to fight twice. I didn't need to. I didn't need to parry first. So yeah, I brought the. I didn't bring the Blade Master. I brought the Aegis, because I, was thinking Meltas, and they have a lot of shooting, so get some extra dice on that. This was a game that really suffered from me playing 3 games at once. So I brought smokes, but I didn't pop them, and I really should have. I got twice by shots that I was not expecting to get, and that's Aquilons for you. That's what they do. They find these angles and they just drop, and they they get, they do the business. And he managed, I'm pleased by that, because I coached this guy last week on how to drop his aquilons. I was like, yeah, you drop this guy, you drop that guy, you don't put this guy on the ground or anything like that. And so he got he hot dropped his Melta bomber, and got my sergeant hot dropped the precursor, and did some real serious damage to my Horde Slayer, and I wasn't even able to kill him. I had to kill him on my activation, and drop the servo turret, and got a shot off on my Aegis and he was dropped the hot shot volley gun, and got a lot of shots into the Aegis, just forcing me to make saves, and I took like 6 damage from that. And then he had to pack up, but we had him roll what his Melta would have done if he had dropped it, and yeah, that, sure enough, that was enough to take me out. So sweeping clear was not the right tac op for that matchup. You don't want to be aggressive on the points, which is what I had to, which you kind of have to do with sweeping clear, and especially not on like upload or download or something like that. I could have done plant banner into that match, and I think I would have been better, or maybe even dominate, because I had the head taker running around on conceal on his flanks, just taking names. So yeah, that I think I messed up that matchup, but he probably would have won on that one. It would have been tight. I think I was scoring okay, but I would have scored like maybe 3 on tac op, and he probably would have won on kill op. So, and then it would have been down to primaries. I probably could have outplayed him on primary, but that's because I know how to play upload, download, whatever, and he doesn't. And I don't think he's ever played that one, so he doesn't know the trick of tapping him turning point 3 and just shutting down the scoring, and going ahead on the primary. But it would have been real dicey on that one. So I think he would have pulled out the win, but it would have probably been like a 3-3, probably like a 9-10 split, something like that. Maybe a 9-11, 9-12 to him, just because of kill op. So yeah, that one was that one. My match in the Nemesis Claw was in the other direction. It was a resounding win on my part, and I think it's on this one I had good dice and good strategy, and I capitalized on it. I don't think I would have always have done quite as well. I think it was like an 8-15, or like a 12 to, yeah, like an 8. I think it was like an 8-15 victory, and that was so I think even if dice had swung the other way, I think I still would have gotten a lot more. I would have been all right. I think I would have been okay with that. And he was running dominate into me, and I basically stopped him from scoring dominate. So that was good. This one was on orb. I forget the map. It's one of the long edge deployments with the small ruin in one of the deployment zones, or near touching one of the deployment zones, and the large ruin in the center. I'd have to look it up. This time I took the ammo crate ammunition, and I took the servo skull, the scryer cuffs, and the special issue ammo every time. I think I took ladders every time because it was Volcus. So yeah, it was smokes and ammo cache that I was swapping out with the sergeant equipment. I did bring the Aegis again, but that's because I was trying to bait out the Melta. And this time I brought the Blade Master and the Gunner instead of the Head Taker and the Horde Slayer. They did great for me. Turning Point 2, he got I gave him he won first initiative, but I disrupted his Melta. I had like all my guys basically overlooking his objective and the center objective, and I just abandoned my home. And that was, I think, the strategy that I played him, because he did have a guy trying to run towards my home objective, and I just kicked the orb to my home objective so that I could score on my home, I was on the center objective most of the time, so that's how. And I was sweeping and clearing on that one. He won initiative Turning Point 2. He got a great Terror Chem blast off onto all my guys, but this is why I want to play Deathwatch, is that I just removed the tokens, and then I was healing up, and I had No Fear up, and I was building momentum as he was losing momentum. So that's what I liked about it. I ran the guy, my fresh guy, onto the Terror Chem token on the center point, picked it up, then cleared it off. So it took the 2d3, but then I'm like, yeah, if this guy's alive, he's gonna keep healing up, right? Also ran the Gunner within 2 inches of him on conceal, shot him, took him out one go. All good. Got 2 crits and 2 normals. Gave him the devastating wounds. He couldn't save he didn't roll a crit, or he didn't roll any crits, so that was 14 wounds going through. So got him, got the Melta. He ventriloquared my plasma gunner onto the mine, and and that was another thing that he misplayed that one, because he had a heavy barricade, and that heavy barricade got my guy obscured from his subsequent shots, so he couldn't. I stayed alive on like 2 for the longest time, because he just couldn't sink his shots, because he kept dropping them because of obscurity. So and the bolters don't have piercing, so I had just and he didn't have any real rerolls, so I had just enough health to I had the saves to survive. So, and like, he had to spend death to the False Emperor on a bolt pistol, just to confirm a kill. So yeah, I was pretty good. Maxed sweep and clear every turn. Or didn't max it? No, didn't max it. But got 5 on it, and so 8. So doing pretty good with that one. And yeah, by kicking the orb to my home, I effectively nullified his skin thief, who was running towards my home objective, thinking that he was going to try to score on that one, and also maybe pick up any kills if he thought I was going to go that direction. So yeah, nullified his skin thief for a turn, and so that one, it worked out right, and it felt better than Dominate. And he was running Dominate, and he couldn't score because he tried, again, if he whiffed, and he did whiff a good number of times, my guy got, so, you know, you have to confirm the kill in the last activation, and he just couldn't. And so he couldn't pick up the dominate tokens, and then he was on engage, and so then I went after him, right? Whereas sweep and clear is a lot more, it's a lot easier to it's a lot more proactive about it. Now that you can sweep it and then clear it afterwards. You just have to have enough guys on there. There's ways of counterplaying, and so, you know, I might get down to 4, but I felt better about it. Whereas dominate, I think you can get yeah, it can be outplayed on certain matchups, especially with Deathwatch, who can heal and do all the shenanigans. So that was that game. Into Mandrakes, this was the in-between game. So Aquilons, I felt out of control, that I was just not playing right. Into Nemclaw, I was playing right. I felt like I was in control. And into the Mandrakes, I didn't feel in control, but the dice, or I didn't feel out of control, but it felt like the dice were the ones determining who won that game. I won that game, but it was like a 14-11 victory, and so that was one that it was real rough. He got a shot with his Abyssal on my Marksman. This time I brought the Marksman instead of the Aegis, and let's see, Heavy Gunner, Disruptor, Marksman, and the Blade Master. I brought the Blade Master on this one. So Blade Master, Disruptor, Sergeant, Horde Slayer, Marksman. Marksman does well into Elves. I do think he's a good pick into the Elves. So the Marksmen on that one are a good choice on that. And the so this one was Transmission, and I managed to control the points on Transmission. It was map 1, I believe. It's one where a stronghold has the center line objective just inside of the stronghold, the small stronghold. So I think that's probably map 1. On that one, I had my Marksman up on guard on turning point 2, or I started him on guard, and he got the first activation. So I was on engage, and so he got the first activation. And I just misplaced my Disruptor, so I couldn't see him. So he shot at my Marksman with the Abyssal. Got, you know, a crit and 2 normals, and then I rolled triple 1s, which felt really good. You know, in a bad, you know, like I felt sorry for him. He was having some dice issues at the start of the at turning point 2. He was rolling a bunch of 1s and 2s. And so, you know, that was rough for him. He lost his leader pretty quick because he was rolling 1s and 2s. And I rolled hot on that, and that one I think is the pivot point. Because if he had, you know, I would have probably have lived through that one, but I wouldn't have lived through the subsequent round of shooting. He shot me like 3 times. It should have taken him only 2 at max. And if he had killed that marksman up there, that marksman lived. He lived a long time, actually. I think he lasted until like turning point 3. And that's because he teleported a guy like up into him or something like that. Oh, he did the wall charge. That's what he did. He was able to charge me through the wall. And that's where that's how he got me. But that was like, he lived way too long. Might have been turning point 3. So that one worked out. But again, if that one hadn't gone, it would have been a lot dicier, because he took flank and he didn't feel safe dropping his flankers while I still had 4 guys alive to deny him his flank. And so that's where now he could have played a little bit more aggressively with flank. There's probably a couple of places he could have teleported where he would have done a better job, but in general it was mostly that dice roll, right? Like if that had gone, it would have been a much I might have gotten like a 10-11 victory, something like that, but I think he could have swung the other way around, because he would have gone ahead on kill op, and so that's a 2-point kill, a 2-point jump on there. And if he would have gotten some more points on sweep and clear on flank, yeah, I think he could have gone ahead, I think. But well, that's the way it goes. But anyways, they're interesting. I like them. Are they better than Deathwatch? Probably not, but it's worth a shot. It's worth a try. All right, until next time, guys. Hasta la pasta.